top of the morning to you.
Top of the
I was like trying to figure out what an
mornings.
Irish statement was.
I don't know why I was trying to think of like a Russian way of saying hi.
I was going to say, good day, mate. I'm like, no, wrong place. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Michala.
Hi.
This is like a little bit of like a BTS for everybody here. You might need to turn your gain down just to like, I
went in really excited.
Yeah.
How's that?
Perfect.
Okay,
I think.
cool. Sure.
We might need to turn it up because like mine's all over the place.
Oh,
and
I need to turn
yours
it
is
up?
like, yeah, turn it up just a touch.
Okay. I did it. How's that?
I
can
think-
also move in a little bit.
Oh, that's perfect. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
All
Okay,
right.
just
Hey, welcome back to another episode of
Hi.
Okay, Hear Me Out.
So I know we're a little late, but we're gonna chat about some St. Patty's things.
St. Patrick's Day things.
How was your St. Patrick's Day that we're currently experiencing right now?
It was fine. It was fine. I worked, right?
Yeah.
So like there's nothing to do. And then I got alcohol.
It's not green though.
No, it's not.
Lost points on that one.
But it is an unfiltered beer.
Is it an Irish beer?
No. Can you just stop poking holes in the logic, please? Because you're ruining my life. No. Welcome to the St. Patrick's Day episode of Okay, Hear Me Out, where we drink on record.
So you're going to hear my single ice
audible?
cube clinking against the glass.
But it's a grass.
Watch, it's not going to do it now.
But it's a big ice cube. It's
a big ice cube. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I feel really strange right now because I have like one ear that needs to pop and it's kind of like going in and out. So I feel like I'm speaking in the back of my throat. You know what I mean? When you're like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I just like seem a little out of it, it's not the beer. It's my ear is just messing with me.
And ears are the worst too. I would rather have any other like facial feature.
Like you would rather have a stuffed nose than a stuffed
than an
ear.
ear.
Yeah.
Ears mess you up so much.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather have a sore throat than a
are out of balance.
Well, the ear has everything in it.
Yeah.
This is a really funny, just like segue topic that we're St. Patrick's Day, ear health.
Ear health. Go get your ears checked. Yeah.
How was your week? What's going on?
Not a whole lot.
You've been like a homework bee for like the last couple days.
Yeah, it's because like, here's the thing. I have an essay that my prof has been telling us to get started on for basically the entire semester, which I didn't do. And then we got an email saying, hey, we extended the time on your essay. And I was like, but when was it originally due? Because I thought it was always due that day. So now I have to like actually get it done.
And it's on stress and...
It's on stress and depression. Cool. Which is also like, it's such a vague thing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really know where to start. So, yeah.
Yeah. So like how did you start it out then? Like,
it's a great question.
I didn't.
I didn't. I worked basically 2 days on one page.
Oh my
And
gosh.
that was the intro. But I feel like once you get the intro in and you kind of know where you're going with it.
Yeah. Funny thing about essays is like the moment, like when you break it down, it's like, it's not as hard as you originally thought. You know,
Yeah.
like you have your intro and your outro. So that's 2 paragraphs done right there. And you also have like your key point number 1, which will be like your first point, the argument for it, and then the argument against it. And then your next point, argument for it, argument against it. And so on and so forth.
Well, and here's the thing with psychology is you're not arguing something, you're stating the findings. So I'm not being like, hey, I'm going to argue that shrimp causes depression. Like I'm not going to try to argue that. I'm just going to be like, hey, there are statistical findings that these two could be linked.
Yeah.
Here's what I found. And it's like, yeah, you're basically just reiterating what other people have said just in one document. So it's tricky, and you can't have quotes in it because you're not supposed to cite other people.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay. So is shrimp connected to?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no.
I was like, wait, what?
Did I just find something?
Everybody listening is like, what? Tell us about the shrimp.
No. I'm arguing, or not arguing, but stating how stress could be related to depression.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So it's basically like, look at some past studies that have been done and how it could be related. Like, does it change your brain? Does it change
Well, I think stress
the
can
way
affect
hormones
everything.
are? Yeah.
Like stress affects like your physical health as well as your mental health. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So there's kind of just different components to it. So,
and I'm not citing anybody for that point. Okay. So
I'm just going to say Michael Jenkins in my whole essay.
100%.
They're going to be like, who's this?
I'm like, you don't know who he is? You know what? I can't even talk to you about this because like you should know who this guy is. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Well, you're going to get through that. I know you will.
Thanks so much.
You're a strong, independent girl. And you don't need outside forces to help you through this. Okay? I'm here.
So much.
I'm here for it.
It's been a lot of relaxation music on YouTube helping me through it because it keeps me focused.
Yes.
Or else I will not be focused.
Here's the funny thing that I notice with you is like you will be in the middle of doing anything, like walking through the living room, going to like do the laundry thing, or like cook yourself something, or like go into the washroom. And the moment your phone comes out, you stop dead and you stare at your phone and flip through whatever social media it is that you're going through. And like, you'll just like, your life almost pauses and you just like stare at your phone.
It's because I don't want to do anything else, but I'm like, oh, I have to.
But it's so funny because like, you'll be like on your way to do something. Yeah. It's not like you were just like, oh, I'm just going to sit on the couch real quick. No, like you'll like lean on something and just like flip through your phone. Yeah. Like you're a kid in the hallway in high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I also can't multitask. Like this happens all the time when we're watching TV. Bianca will be telling me a full story. I cannot focus on her when I'm watching a show because I'm in the show. Yeah. And I'll be like, wait, what? She's like, you weren't listening to me for the past 5 minutes. I'm like, no, my brain is like too focused. It can tune out anything. Like if I'm focused on one thing, it tunes everything out.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's normal. I think a lot of people...
To not even know someone's talking to you,
Maybe you heard this story before.
We were in a restaurant one time and she's like, do you hear that buzzing? I'm like, no. She's like, you don't hear it at all. Like literally not at all. And I had to like be like, shh, stop. Like, hold on a second. Like, I hear a faint buzz.
I hear a noise. Okay, then I can kind of agree with her on that because like if I have, we'll say with like the bathroom fan, doesn't make any noise whatsoever in our apartment, but it does increase airflow through one of the vents and I can hear it. And that's all I can hear when it's on. And
yeah, I don't get focused on things.
And same with like the pet food or the pet water dish. Yeah. When it starts getting low and it starts making like the drippy noises. Jack has a water bowl that's like 2 liters of water can fit into it, and it has like a fountain and a filter and stuff like that in it. And when it gets to a certain point, when that water starts falling down the side, it just starts making like the drippy noises. Mm-hmm. And Michala will just be sitting there just having a good old time doing whatever she's doing. And I'm sitting there like having an aneurysm because the sound is happening. I'm just like, this is ridiculous. I just can't deal with it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think, so I would argue, here's my essay. Okay. That you are so climatized to your environment that nothing gets to you. Like, nothing like within your environment, not like outside, like people, like not that kind of thing. Cause like people definitely get to all of us. But like, I will say like, if a light is on and it doesn't need to be on, I'm like, why is that on? Like the hood light above the stove. The amount of times that you will walk into the kitchen, turn on the stove light, and then walk away and just leave it on.
I always leave it on.
Bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you serious?
But you know why I do that is because my mom always left it on at night. That was
Yeah.
always like the one light that was left on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, turn it off.
Yeah. No, and I don't even leave it on because I'm like, oh, I forget to turn it off. I like I always turn it on purpose.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I like it to not have all the lights on, but have a little bit of light on. That's why.
Okay.
Kind of like a little candle flicker, you know?
Yeah. Another thing is when you stop the microwave before
I know.
it's
I
done.
do that. And you do it and Bianca does it. But here's the thing. You're both ADHD. So I think it's just you guys and not me.
I mean, if two people in your life are like irked about it, like if I'm sitting here working, like in the den, I face the kitchen, and I will often use the microwave as my clock.
Yeah, that makes sense. Not the 7 screens in front of you. It's totally fine though.
I need a drink. I need a drink.
Yeah, I guess the thing is little things don't get to me. But maybe I just have a different brain. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't like. It's not a bad thing. Like, don't get me wrong. It's like,
Yeah.
it's two existences being
Yeah.
in the same room. Like, it's nothing. And this is the thing too, is like whenever something like this does, like when I see it, I'm like, like that, like I honestly will have a conversation in my head where I'm like, all right, like chill out. It's really nothing. Like if it's that big of a deal, go and hit cancel on the microwave and reset the clock.
Yeah.
Or like if you're really having a hard time sleeping because the stove light is on, like you can get up and turn it off. Like it's not that big of a deal. And
Yeah.
if I were to say it in the moment, like saying it right now is completely different because like I don't have an issue. Like I'm not upset. Like there's no emotion behind it. But if I did it in the moment, I would probably be like a cold-hearted ass and just be like,
I'd be
excuse
right back
me?
at you. So maybe you'll close your door then.
But I can't because I have a cat.
We can stay outside.
And then he's going to
No,
be
I get that.
crying at your door. And
Well, I don't
he
want him in.
doesn't-
He just sits there and waits for me to
Oh yeah, because you don't have any like sound sensory that drives you crazy. You're going to be like, I don't hear anything. He's going to be outside your door.
But I will say one thing though. Yes, I can tune things out, but if like for Chico, for example, when he was sick and like was having trouble moving around, I am so on top of hearing any movement of his. It's weird. Like I can like hyper focus on certain things. Yeah.
So it's just the things that are important to you.
Well, maybe not yes, things that are important to me, but things that are like more serious, I guess. Things that are going to affect me, not things that are just existing.
That's fair.
Like if you were like, oh, I am coughing at night and when this happens, it's this. Like I would probably be hyper like
Oh, okay.
focused on like, oh, when he does this means it's bad kind of thing.
Yeah,
Or I need to listen for that.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first. Michala Todd is ready to be a mother.
Honestly, yeah.
But it sounds like a mother's intuition.
It's like you hear the slightest little stir of anything and you're like, oh, it means this.
I think that's also one of those things that like moms will say where it's like when they hear their kids playing and it's like they're screaming and like doing all kinds of like just being obnoxious kids, right? And there's like, that's normal. But then the moment it goes silent, there's like, what's going on? And they'll like run and check it out.
Yeah.
And it's like that thing where it's like, I'm not worried about the noise. I'm worried about the silence.
Because then they're
Sounds
up
like
to
a really
something.
good quote, actually.
Then they're up to something. Yeah.
That sounds like a good horror movie title. It's not the noise, but the silence.
Do you want to write a script?
Yeah, okay.
It's going to be the opposite of A Quiet Place. It's
Yeah.
going to be a loud place. And it's just going to be filled with triggers.
It's just gonna be the movie title is gonna be Noisy Locations. It's gonna be these people who are just looking for a quiet place to read a book, and they just show up at places where there's just obnoxious noises.
And the microwaves are always have 2 seconds left on it. Right? Horror film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep everybody on edge.
Right?
Yeah, except for you.
Except for me. I'd be like, wait, what happened? You'd be like, it's the microwave. And you're like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, of course.
Got it.
The microwave.
Got it.
Should have known.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho,
It's St. Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. Do you like? You sent me a picture this morning of like 9 years ago, which is like technically
Insane.
what? That was in third term, right? That's when we were doing camera.
Yeah, that was like more in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because we were
then,
doing like broadcasting.
right?
kinda
because we did much
things.
music.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what were we doing? It was like a much countdown or something like that.
Yeah. Do we still have that video?
I think
I
I have it
haven't seen it.
somewhere.
Yeah.
I have a hard drive somewhere that has like all that stuff on it. But we have this picture from 9 years ago that Michala sent me. I'm going to post it on the socials so you guys can see it. But it's like, it's so insane. Like, we look so different.
But you also kind of just look the same.
Do I?
Yeah. I look different though, obviously. But
I gotta put it up here.
I find you kind of look the same. I'll have to take another look at it.
I don't even recognize you.
I know, right? It was also just a weird thing I was doing with my face too.
True. Yeah, you're doing one of those like tight-lipped, almost a duck face.
Mm-hmm.
That must have been like right at the end of duck face era. Sorry. It was also an error, but like the duck face era.
Yeah. I remember when we were recording that, I didn't want to wash my hair that day. So I just decided to put it up and didn't look good on camera. Didn't look good in that picture either.
I think you look good.
I was like, it's either I have to spend like an hour blow drying my hair or like we just live in it, you know?
Yeah. The only thing I can say about this picture that I don't like is that we clearly have a filter on this picture.
Yeah. I mean, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah.
We liked filters.
Yeah, we loved like the sepia,
Yeah.
the lo-fi. I can't remember the other filters that Instagram used to have, but this was a
It would be like London or like Paris. Kind
Cairo.
of thing. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Slap some Cairo on there.
So distorted, so blown out. Yeah.
Did you go through our memories for like what we've done on St. Patrick's Day?
No, I haven't actually.
Are you on Facebook at all? Like, do you do anything?
Like
on
I
Facebook?
am, but no.
Like, like we're all on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook
obviously.
for Facebook Marketplace. Not gonna lie.
Facebook
let's see
Marketplace is the best.
Yeah, it is the best.
Come on, Jenkins, pick it up here.
Also, I really like looking at houses and apartments that are available on Marketplace.
Oh,
I think that's like my favorite thing to do. Yeah.
I don't like doing it on my phone though.
I'm like, can't afford any of these things. But if we were in the market, this is the $4.5 million house that I would buy.
Yeah, well, even like apartments to rent. Like I look through. I'll usually look for like apartments like for rent on there, and the ones that I like actually like, or like the ones that I'd be interested in moving into, because this is the thing. When I move into another apartment, I will never face north ever again. I will never face east ever again. I will be a south or a west or a southwest girl. That's me. This is my this is my journey. I'm on it now.
Yeah, that would be nice too.
Since I've moved to Ontario, I've never had direct sunlight in my windows.
Yeah.
Like, I can't
Our
do
apartment
it.
here isn't too bad. It doesn't get the best light.
We get 2 hours
But
of sun in our window
yeah.
at night.
And
Like,
also, when they build the building in front of us, we're not going to get like any light.
yeah. Yeah, I miss it.
I don't have any memories from this day other than ours. Actually, I do have pictures though. I remember when we dressed Chico up for Paddy's Day.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we give him like ears or
We
something?
gave him ears, yeah.
I have this one. I'm gonna send to. I'll put it up on Instagram. I was working like I always ended up working at bars on St. Patrick's Day, and I always had to wear like the green or like something silly. And send that to me so I can put it on Instagram or Facebook or both of them.
Cute.
But yeah, I think the thing about St. Patrick's Day for me is that like I've lost so much interest in like the hype of it all.
Yeah.
And like as like a 25-year-old, like yeah, it was fun, and like even as a 30-year-old, like it was still an okay time, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I can't see myself going to a bar and running up a tab to drink food coloring in my beer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, I still do enjoy going out, but I think like that novelty is, when you work in a restaurant, it's not as fun.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like Pride. Like I love Pride, but when you worked for Thursday to Sunday open till 7:00 and you're just in that constant like busyness and there's lines around you and you're dealing with people, like the last thing you want to do is go back into that and stand in a line and wait for a drink. Like you just want to go home.
There's also something to be said too about like being in like during Pride season or during like a festive holiday where like people are like out to drink and out to have a great time, like that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. There's something to be said about like you have to be in a good mood. You have to be like top of the morning to ya, or like happy Pride. Oh my gosh, you guys look so great. I love your tutus. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like you have to like there's this personality that everybody expects from an employee when they go to a restaurant or a bar, and it's like it's so exhausting where you're like
it is. And then on top of it, it's hot because it's in the middle of summer. And we're not eating because it's constant. Like this year, I need to be strategic about eating. I need to come with like 3 smoothies and like just drink them constantly. Yeah. Because you just forget to eat and you don't get breaks. And then you're just hangry at the end of the day. Yeah.
Right? Like that's a huge part of it. It's like you're busy enough to do something. And this is also another thing too, with service industry, when you're doing like these busy times. I remember when I was doing it, I would forget to go to the washroom for hours. And like I would be running from table to table and I'd be like, I have to pee so bad. Like ridiculous, but I don't have time. Or like I feel like I can't trust anybody to watch my section. And so then I'm just like not going.
Yeah, people don't watch your section.
No.
You'll be like, hey, can you watch table 7? 100%. And then just no one does.
Yeah. They don't care.
Yeah. I think though this year we might go to Montreal Pride. Because it usually falls around Bianca's birthday.
It's like
so
August,
it'd be
right?
Fun. Yeah. It'd be fun to go away for her birthday, but also to be able to just experience like a full Pride and not have to work it.
Do you hear that?
Oh, is it my phone?
Oh.
That's a weird ringtone.
Yeah. Weird. Is your phone haunted?
It's on silent though. I don't understand where that came from. Maybe it's connected to my computer or something?
100%.
Is that what it would do?
That's how it would be.
Makes sense. I'm like, that didn't, like, that's not my ringtone.
That is like, how did I hear that?
Yeah. I did hear it too, but I was like, no, my phone's on silent, so I don't think it's me, but it totally was. Anyway.
Michala taught is so popular that she can't even do a podcast without being interrupted.
It's my mother. Hi,
it's
Mom.
your mother?
Yeah.
Does she want to be on the podcast? Does she listen?
She does, but I don't know if it's like a consistent every week kind of thing.
Every week, yeah.
Yeah.
I've attempted to make Okay Hear Me Out, the podcast, as accessible as possible. So we got YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube YouTube videos also.
It's like, it's not the same thing.
That's a thing. Links are all over the place. And Facebook is also getting like the full videos posted on them separate.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
Doing
you
my
have
best so
no
that
excuse.
everybody has a place to listen to it.
Yeah. Love it.
Right? Haven't monetized the thing yet, but like we're getting there.
Getting there though.
Yeah. I was like, okay, let's set up the monetization. But first, let's edit a video. I'm like you with your phone when you lean up against the wall.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I get so distracted. Do you have any like travel plans or, you know, things that you want to do this summer or in the next coming months?
End of May, first week of June, I'm going to be in Mexico because we have a wedding to go to. And I'm trying really hard to lose weight so that I can be in pictures
My God.
and not feel gross. Like I went to Europe and like I had a wonderful time and like I do have quite a few great pictures, but there are some pictures that will never see the light of day ever again because like your boy, he went in on the pasta and the wine.
You know, when in Rome though, right?
That's the saying. That's what they say there.
Yeah.
You know?
I have a
But
wedding.
it was Bologna, so
What in Bologna? I have a couple weddings coming up this year.
a couple.
Yeah.
Do tell.
It's Bianca's side.
Oh, okay.
One of her friends. Casaloma wedding.
Wow.
Fancy.
Bougie.
And then I think her cousin is getting married this year. So that'll be at the end of this year.
You know,
And then Heather is getting married next year.
next year.
March. Yeah.
The thing that's crazy to me is that like I feel like it's like my network of friends just aren't wedding people. Like
I think it's because we all live in Toronto and you can't get married if you live in Toronto.
this is true. But I also have friends like in Saskatchewan. Like I think for my friends that are in Saskatchewan, two of them are married and I went to one of their weddings. And then the other one, I don't think I fully understood what the wedding was going to be. Like he had like a hall rented out and it was going to be a thing, but he got married, I think in Mexico or like Arizona. I don't know. Like he did a lot of bouncing and
Yeah.
it didn't make sense to me. I was like, where am I going? I don't get it. I was also very poor when he got married. So I was like, I can't afford to get there.
I think we're just a generation or a friend group that's going to be like mid-30s
Yeah.
that will move to that kind of stage, which honestly I'm all here for. Things are too expensive.
Yeah. My wedding will be a destination wedding.
Yeah.
So that way, like when we go, we're gonna like we'll go to a resort. The ceremony will probably be at the resort, but it might be like somewhere else. I think at the resort makes sense because then
Yeah.
you can just have everything set up properly. But then also all your guests can like book their room.
Especially Mexico, because Mexico is such a like affordable place to travel to.
Exactly.
Not like, hey, we're getting married in Australia. And it's like, oh, great. So now we have $6,000 of flights.
Right. Yeah.
Not
like,
to mention the 3 weeks we have to take off to travel there. No.
Exactly. And that's the thing too, is like with the idea to go to Mexico and like go to a resort for a wedding, it would be like, come with us on vacation, stay at the resort with us, and one day out of the entire thing, or like I guess 2 days altogether, it's going to be a wedding and like a party.
Yeah.
Like, and then you can,
And then you get to spend time with friends that you haven't seen in a while, and you can
At a
just
resort.
relax and, you know,
it's going to be all
Yeah.
you can eat, all you can drink. Like,
love it.
yeah.
So with a destination wedding, do you then also go on a honeymoon, or is that kind of
I think it's kind of the
already
same
that?
thing.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
maybe, probably as the second honeymoon.
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Where would you want to go on a honeymoon?
I don't know. I don't really know what you're supposed to do on a honeymoon other than just like procreate. And as a homosexual couple, I'm like, where, like, it, like,
Well, you better start working hard on that.
right? Yeah. Like,
I think it's just time
gonna
to
take a
go
couple
away
tries.
and travel and spend time together.
exactly. And like,
So you can go anywhere.
yeah. So maybe what we'll do is like, I'm speaking for Fernando, but like maybe we'll do like the destination wedding and like maybe have that as like the honeymoon type of thing, but maybe as like a second honeymoon, perhaps for like our first year anniversary, we'll plan like another getaway, just us to celebrate. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Maybe I'm crazy. I don't
I
know.
like that.
I'll probably hear about it from him. Be like, you said this and you should have said this. And he'll be like, oh, sorry.
You're like, I don't know the plan.
Like, I'm just saying things. I'm just talking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we planned destination. It also kind of weeds out like people who you think might come because you're gonna have to book your room so far in advance too, right?
Yeah.
So like we
And
will
the people
tell-
that want to come are going to book it, you know?
yeah, they'll be there.
Yeah.
The people who are like on the fence,
I kind of like the idea of just like a small wedding, you know? It's like the people you love the most and you know everyone who's there and it's just a good time. Everyone gets along with everyone.
yeah.
Yeah. I just
I
wanna have a
think
party.
we are in the same boat though. Like with me marrying into a Mexican family.
Yeah.
Like it's a very large family and everybody is very involved in the family. And
Yeah.
you with an Italian.
I always joke. I don't know if I've said this before. She'll be like, hey, I have a wedding to go to this weekend. I was like, oh, whose wedding? She's like, oh, my neighbor's daughter's teacher. I'm like, why? Like, everyone just knows everyone. I'm like, I couldn't tell you my neighbor's name. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No.
yeah, no, my guest list for my wedding will literally be my 4 family members and my 5 friends. I have 9. I just need 9 spots. The rest you can fill up.
So this is my fear is that because like when we get married, it's going to be like, we're getting married to like very, very popular people and their wedding party, like you have to match the wedding party.
Oh, see, I'm pretty strict on a small wedding party.
Yeah.
I don't think you need like 15 people in your wedding. I think it should be like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I was going to say
You know,
4.
just like small. Because then you're thinking of pictures and like, you know, I think it makes sense to have a small one. Because then you're also going to have all of your friends up with you instead of at tables.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, so
Honestly, I think 4 is probably what I would settle on.
I think that's legit. I think Fernando has like 7 or 9 he has in mind.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh, I don't even know that many people.
I think it's also like,
I'm going to start reaching out to like random people, like Caramel Carmen at Starbucks in the Loblaws. I'm going to be like, hey, do you want to come to my wedding?
I think it's also like, who do you talk to? Who are your closest friends, you know? Like, just because you're not in the wedding party doesn't mean you're not still a friend.
I've never been in somebody's wedding party.
I was in my sister's, you know?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And I'll be in Heather's wedding party as well. But yeah.
But
But like, I have friends who I'd be like, I'd love to have you in the wedding party, but like, you don't need to be in the wedding party, you know?
Sit down.
Sit down, Carmen from Starbucks.
Yeah. Caramel Carmen, sit down.
But I think it also depends how you set up your wedding too. Like, are you going to have them up at the table with you, or are you going to have more like communal tables? Because then it doesn't really matter who's in your wedding party. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of depends.
I mean, oh gosh, are we planning weddings?
Yeah, we're planning weddings. Let's do
it. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We're planning a wedding. Just throw the whole book out the window on this episode.
We also don't have to talk about this.
Yeah, no, it's fun. That's one thing that I've always been worried about, I guess, when it comes to like wedding is like planning the seating plan and everything, because there's definitely like strategy behind getting that done, right?
Yeah.
But I can't. I think for wedding, like buffet, go get your food, sit down. I think that's the best. Like paying for a plate
Yeah.
and like having somebody like, oh, you got the chicken. By the time it comes to the table, it's cold.
Yeah.
Like, and especially when you're spending so much money on like a certain kind of cut of meat, like the servers are not going to be able to get all 400 plates on the table in time.
I think the thing is, if you're going to do a sit down serve table service wedding, you have to then pay for more servers.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, well, we'll just have 2 servers and like we don't want to pay for more. But your server can't be at 15 tables all at once, Jessica, you know? And that's what we found with like my sister's wedding is we didn't think about that, you know? So like some people already had their food and were in the middle of eating, and then some people didn't have it yet. But that's just kind of
see, in every wedding that I've been to, well, as far as I'm concerned, I think, with the whole buffet style is that like, oh, the food's up. It's like, okay, so we're gonna go table by table, right? So like tables 1, 2, 3, 4 all go up, and then they go in. Like once the line kind of like is in the middle of dishing, then 5, 6, 7 will get up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way it's like it doesn't rush anybody, nothing. And you just have people walk around and pick up plates. And like as for like drink, and maybe this is a Saskatchewan thing, and like maybe it's a little bit like hillbilly, but I'm not sure. But we would just put like because you would have a specific kind of wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like every table gets 2 bottles of wine between 6 people, I guess.
Yeah.
And you would get the wine on the table, pour it as you please.
Yeah.
And if you want more, you go up to the bar.
Yeah. I think that's pretty standard, I think.
You think?
Having a red and a white on the table. The server comes and checks on it if it needs to be like replenished. But then there's also a bar. Open bar only.
Open bar
I
only.
don't care where. Oh, no. You're not having
doing
open bar. You're not going to have people come to your wedding and pay for drinks. No.
No.
But you can tip, you know?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of places where it's a toonie bar where you go and like, you get drink tickets, and it's like each drink ticket is a toonie. And so then $2 a drink, all drinks, doesn't matter. And that way it helps the bride and groom pay for the bill. But I feel like that, like it should just be incorporated, right?
Paying for, like, people leave money. And I didn't really know this because I haven't been to too many weddings, but like you pay for the plate, right?
Yeah.
So if you're going to a fancier place, you're going to pay more for your plate than another place, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that should just be worked in, but
I think so. Well, I think how much does, I'm going to look this up right now. Like how much does the average liquor bill for a wedding cost?
I think it depends too, because for example, depending on where you're getting married, but like my sister did a backyard wedding, which was really nice. And we had someone come in who had a really cool liquor truck. So she had her little truck set up and you just walk up. It was basically like a bar. And they got to choose what kind of alcohol they wanted, and they went and bought the alcohol. So they'd be like, oh, we have vodka, we have tequila, these wines, a whiskey, whatever. And that's like all we're serving. Like we're not doing mixed drinks. We're doing these specific things. And then anything they didn't go through, they could return.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I would do like, I've seen this at a couple weddings where they have like the signature cocktail. That's like the bride and the groom's favorite drink, right? And then they would have mixed drinks, which would be like, vodka, tequila,
simple,
rum,
vodka soda.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And then they would have beer and wine. Mm-hmm. But like you would have like a Coors Light and then like a Pilsner. I would probably do like a really like hoppy beer. Like it's going to be Electric Unicorn. Like that's what my beer is going to be at my wedding. So
it'll be me and you just like, whoa.
Just wasted on Electric Unicorn.
Like, no one really got Electric Unicorn, but we did go through 2 kegs of it. Be like, oh.
We're standing there just swollen because we're so allergic to beer.
Where did Michala go?
Yeah, so the average alcohol for a wedding. This was updated February 24th, 2023 from The Knot. What is it? Yeah, theknot.com. Wow, this is official. Roughly about $2,400.
I was going to say probably around 2-3. Yeah.
Oh, for a wedding of 50 or fewer guests, couples on average 1,300 on alcohol.
Because I think it depends too. Like for a friend's wedding, maybe we would tend to drink more. But for, I don't know, a family member's wedding or a distant friend, I probably wouldn't drink that much. Maybe a couple glasses of wine. You know?
Yeah.
It kind of depends, like, if you're staying for the night or is it more of a, we'll leave at a reasonable time,
Yeah. Like
If it's you getting married and we're going to be drinking for the night and we know we're going to be there till the end, that's different. So
yeah, like, are you going to be drinking with the bride and groom? Like,
yeah.
like the wedding party should be pretty lousy by the end of the night.
Exactly.
I would say. Like, you're celebrating the nuptials. You know what I mean?
And I think you should do hi, I'm Michala and I'm a bridesmaid and this is my first drink of the night. And then they're like, oh, this is my last drink. Those videos are so funny.
Do you ever see the one where it's like the old uncle that's just like one eye can't stay open and he's like falling over? Oh, it's so fun. The thing is too is like with drinking, like thinking about it in my head, I'm just like, oh, I hate being that drunk where you're just like just a mess. You know what I mean?
I think it gets to a point where you're really nice all night. And then when people start to leave and you're down to like your close friends, that's when it's like, okay, we're gonna
Do you
ramp it up.
Do you think it's okay to like hire babysitters so that like
that? I think that's such a good idea.
Oh yes, for the kids. Yes.
Oh.
Babysitters. Yeah. No kids at the wedding.
What? No kids at the wedding.
No kids.
No kids.
Sorry.
Leave your kids at home. Also, if I was a parent, would be like, thank you. I don't want to bring my kid.
19 years and over.
Yeah.
Because I also don't want to have underage drinking at my wedding. Okay? Mm-hmm. I don't want there to be an issue with somebody getting alcohol poisoning and they're 18 or younger. Like, because kids are stupid. I would do it.
And it's an open bar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I mean, like, babysitters for the wedding party. Like,
oh, I get it.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, so and so is going to be Michala's babysitter. When she starts to show signs of being absolutely annihilated, you have to make sure that she just gets through the night and like try not to let her drink anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that good friend Becky that holds your hair when you're throwing up. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of a babysitter, we'll just call it a Becky.
A Becky.
Yeah, a Becky.
Sister Becky.
Just throwing it out there. But yeah, no kids, sorry.
No kids, no. Yeah.
Which is fine, because I feel like my niece and nephew will be definitely old enough to come to the wedding without being under 19. Shaylin got her license.
I know. Shaylin's 16?
16, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 3 years for her.
Yeah. My sister sent me a picture of Shaylin's vehicle at her workplace. And she says, I don't have to pick her up from work anymore. And I was like, oh my God, my heart.
Cute.
So sad.
What kind of food would you want to serve at your wedding? Okay, is there anything that you want to have just because you want to have it? Like
At my wedding?
Yeah, like non-negotiable. This is what we're doing.
I'm trying to think of anything that's like super tacky that I would really want to do. Like inflatables.
What? Hear me out. It's in a pool.
Yeah, it's just the wedding is in a pool and we never get out. Everyone leaves and they're just pruny. No, I don't think so. I think it's just like it would just be like a regular party.
Yeah.
What about you? You sound like you really
yes.
have something.
I want a drag queen.
Okay.
I want performances. Okay, hear me out. In a perfect world, I want a symphony. No, walking down the aisle. Yes, Jacqueline.
Dinner time.
I want like a string, not an orchestra, because it's not going to be an orchestra. Like
a
maybe a
string quartet.
a quartet. There you go.
Quartet.
Like a really beautiful,
I think that's 4, right?
nice string instrumental music, you know?
Yeah.
I then want a drag queen
Mm-hmm.
in like the night.
Do you have somebody in mind? Or like somebody, like based off of somebody that you...
Well, you'd have to have someone who just like is really good with crowds.
Yeah.
Like I love Sapphire.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Like
Sapphire
Toronto
would be really
Queen?
fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, this is also, you'd have to see what's out there at the time. Yeah, I want fun show. I want to serve charcuterie cups when you enter. Because
During like the cocktail hour,
Yeah,
like
cocktail
while
hour.
the bride and bride or groom
Yeah.
and groom are getting their photos done.
Exactly.
Yeah, smart.
I want pies.
Pies instead of cake.
No, we'll have cake.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, we're
okay.
gonna have a lot of dessert.
Oh, okay.
Don't
cool.
even worry about
Yeah,
it. We're gonna have a little pie section.
Mm-hmm.
And a late night poutine bar.
That's smart.
We're having a late night section for sure.
Oh, there has
And
to be.
that's going to be buffet style because dinner will probably be served.
Uh-huh.
And then late night, like, yeah, junk food. The stuff you really want. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think maybe for like the late night, maybe like Doritos on the table. You know?
Like something that's just like, yeah, that's good.
Oh,
you know?
okay,
Like a
what about-
burger, like a cheeseburger. Like
Yes.
a cheeseburger.
Everyone wants a cheeseburger when they're drunk.
Yeah.
Everybody, even vegans.
Even when you're not drunk.
Even when you're not drunk.
Yeah.
If I'm up at 12 o'clock at night, chances are I'm looking at Uber Eats and I'm thinking about getting a burger. What about centerpieces? So like centerpieces have changed over the years. Like there's
Yeah.
been people who have used like fish bowls, they've used mason jars, they've used like doilies and bowls, like or like I kind of really like the country wedding type of thing. You know what I mean? Where they have
cute.
like the
Yeah.
mason jar with like floating candles or like with the fluffy wheat that comes out of it. Is that a thing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like the thing we have in our bathroom.
Yeah. Like the pampas grass kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. I think it's cute.
What would you do for a centerpiece?
Probably something like really tall, but
Okay.
very like minimal.
Oh, okay.
Like, we went to a like a flower workshop, I guess, for
Okay.
Valentine's Day. And I'm trying to remember
was,
what
like,
it's called, but it's a
garden?
Japanese style of,
Oh, is it like bouquet building kind of thing?
yeah. And
Okay.
I'll show you like a good version of it.
I didn't know that there was actually like professional florists that like are like Emmy nominated, not Emmy nominated, but like award winning florists.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny how like it's not funny, but like it's funny how I didn't know that there's so many different industries that exist that people are like highly accredited in. You know what I mean? Like glass blowing. What?
Right.
Like that's a huge one. Like, and I only learned about it because Netflix was like, "Hey guys, want to see someone make some glass stuff?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
okay. Like this is not the best example, but like something like that.
Ooh,
But
that's
like
cool.
elevated. Do you know what I mean? So it's very
Yeah.
simple, but it's like that looks cool.
Yeah,
And
so,
you can choose your style and like what colors you want in
so
it.
by the looks of it, you're planning like an indoor wedding.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, like a town hall.
Town. It's actually going to be at the YMCA.
Ooh,
Okay.
okay, yeah.
You're just going to pick the flowers on the way
Yeah.
and just put them.
Yeah, and you're gonna need like those 20-foot ladders so you can like get up to like the gym roof to
Yeah.
be able to hang stuff. Ooh, do you maybe you're too young for this, but once upon a time there was a show where Dave Navarro and Carmen Electra were planning their wedding. I can't remember what the show was called. Hang on.
But they were planning their wedding, and it was just a black and red wedding, and it was so beautiful. Dave Navarro. Do you know who Carmen Electra is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
Are they still together? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Okay. Carmen Electra.
So here's the thing. I don't like red.
You don't like red?
No.
Why not?
Because, okay, here's the thing. When I think of red, I think of like old prom style dresses.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what dresses I'm talking about? I'm going to show you what I think about when I think of a red wedding.
Oh, their show was called Till Death Do Us Part. See, but I've always kind of liked like the dark, moody type of coloring for a wedding.
Maroon, I think, is really classy.
I don't like maroon because I'm not a big fan of Adam Levine. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes, sure.
Okay. Okay. It's
I'm
also
trying
it's
to
closer a
find the
brown.
type of dress that I'm thinking of when I think of a red wedding.
I think like, where did Carmen Electra go? Sorry, I'm just throwing that out there for everyone. Is she still living her best life? I just want to know. I think like that really deep rose red is just really beautiful. Like, I'm just going to screenshot this and put it on social so that everybody can see. And if you're watching this on YouTube, it's going to be in there too. But it's so funny.
I can't find what I'm looking for, but right? Jacqueline agrees with me. Has to be done tastefully.
Jack just took a dump, so that's what he's talking about. He has no idea what we're talking about with weddings. Can you see this on this screen over here? It's like this was like kind of the mood. Like a black and like a rose red.
Okay. Yeah.
But they had silk fabric from the roof so that it was like kind of
It feels very
billowy.
gothic.
Yeah, it was a very gothic
Okay.
wedding. Yeah.
Are you going to have like a theme? Would you want to have a theme?
Yeah. Cirque du Soleil.
That would actually be cool though.
We have to like swing back and forth until we get the ring on each other's fingers.
And until it happens, you're not married.
Yeah, like we might be here all night, guys. Did you watch the Kourtney Kardashian wedding? Did you see that one?
No, I didn't.
I did not like her dress. It
Let's
was
see.
awful, and she had like this insane, like, what's the thing called on your head?
Are you talking about Kim?
No, Kourtney. Wait, is it Kourtney? The one that no one likes.
Oh, yes. I do know. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking of different sister.
Yeah, so she has like this massive veil with the Virgin Mary on the back. But then also she has like this really, really short skirt. And I think it was Dolce & Gabbana that made it for her.
Yeah.
Which like, I think they were relying on the name brand to like bring it out of like it being kind of gross.
Kind of tacky.
Yeah. But like, yeah, like her dress was so small. And like kind of see-through.
It just kind of reminds me of like a Vegas wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like definitely they had
The pictures are cool though.
well, I mean they're, multimillionaires, so of course it has.
Yeah, they have good pictures. I think a really classy wedding dress is like are the best, Like they're
Like
just
a princess
timeless.
dress.
They look really pretty no matter when you're looking at it,
Yeah, like a timeless dress. Oh my
just
gosh, Jacqueline.
yeah. He's like, yeah, do you want me to sit on you? I'll come.
Okay. I'll come sit on your lap. That's cool. Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel too with like the tuxedos.
Yeah.
Like it just needs to look nice and classic. Like like please nothing trendy for the time, because like there's so many people that are talking about their 2004 wedding that they did, and they're like looking back at their Pinterest board, and they're just like, ugh, I wish I didn't do that. Like it's so tacky. I hate mason jars. A lot of mason jars back in the
mason
early
jars,
2000s.
Now, here's the thing. I am all for like, as a bridesmaid, do whatever you want. You want to wear a suit? Go for it. You want to wear a dress? Go for like whatever your personal style is, cool. Because I don't know if I want to stick to like, I'm definitely not the kind of person that's like, this is the color and this is the dress and everyone has to wear the exact same thing. Like, no. So yeah, like do whatever, dress however you want. I don't really care.
I think when it comes down to it, it's going to be like a positive vibes only kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you've seen the horror stories of brides being like, you have cancer, so does that mean you're not going to have hair for my wedding? Like just insane. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Because all they care about is this wedding. And it's like, I don't care. Like it's a party. Like at the end of the
It's
day,
actually
I'm
just
not
a
going to
party.
freak out if you don't have the shoes that like, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about the wedding gift. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, last thing to talk about on this topic. I can't believe we spent like the last 40 minutes talking about weddings. When this was the St. Patrick's Day
just fun.
special. This is okay, you know what? This is the conversations you have when you're having drinks.
I think this is more of like an occasion podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a
screw St.
special
Patrick's Day.
occasion.
We're doing occasions today.
We're doing occasion.
And Jack's purring right into the microphone.
Jack likes it.
I'm going to give everybody a good sound. There you go. Okay. Thank you for contributing. Go away. What was I saying? Weddings. Shoot. Distracted with
You had
cats.
a last topic that you wanted, or last kind of note that you wanted to end on.
wedding registries.
Yeah.
What's your take on it? Like, would you go into a store and pick out the things that you want and let people like buy from that list? Or are you more like, just buy me whatever or give me money?
Honestly, I think gifts, I think just money.
I agree.
Realistically, at the end of the day. Same with when people have baby showers. I think gifts are kind of dumb. Unless it's specific things that you are like, I could really use, like, have some help with a crib and like very specific things. But I think the best thing that I've ever seen someone do is set up an account for their kid and any money deposited into this account.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, you want to come to the baby shower? That's great. We don't need gifts because we're perfectly set up for it. But if you do, you can contribute to their university fund, and you know, that's where the money goes, and it just builds up.
Yeah. I think when it comes to like gifts, like wedding gifts and like baby shower gifts as well, your $12 like sleepers and stuff like that, like they're gonna fit for a very minimal amount of time.
Yeah,
and like we're not really looking for top of the line brand names for the baby to wear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why they have 4 to 6 months old will fit this. Like
I honestly don't know why people don't take advantage of thrift stores
right
when they're having kids. Your kid is going to be in this for a month.
Yeah.
Go
If that.
buy a secondhand one, and then, you know, the cycle of, you know, reusing it and giving it to someone else that needs it. Like, I don't understand this whole, like, we need to buy new things, and there's so many things that can be reused or like given to other friends. And
yeah. But the thing with like the gifts of the whole thing there is like your smaller contributions of these things that like we could easily buy ourselves is like, it's not necessary. So like, why not give the money so that we could pool it together to buy the bigger items, like the car seat or like the high chair for next to the table. You know what I mean? Like those types of things. This is also coming from somebody who has like lived a life of like a budget. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody buying me a $2,000 crib. Like it's not going to happen.
I know. I think that's the thing too, is we're in such a time of like buying the latest fad item and the brand name things. It's like your baby's sleeping in this.
Yeah.
Make sure it's safe, and that's kind of all you need. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is something that I do believe in, though. It's like, I think it's called the angel pad. Did you know this? It's like, it's a pad that goes, that they sleep on, right? So it's like the crib bedding, and then you put the angel pad on it, and it's like super hypersensitive. And if, we'll say like if the baby stops breathing, or if baby starts making, it gets like really hot, like maybe runs a fever in the middle of the night, or like that kind of thing. It's a really sensitive thing that will like pick up on these things, and it'll send an alarm to like your baby monitor kind of thing. So
Smart.
it's been, I don't know if it if it helps prevent SIDS, because like that's just, it just kind of happens, right?
Yeah, I don't think that
I don't think they've ever found a reason why it's happened, but
that's just one of those things that.
But for like babies that like run a fever in the middle of the night, or like, you know, maybe you just put them to bed and they like poop.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna catch the heat. It's gonna it's gonna be like, hey, Michael Jenkins, you should probably go change baby's diaper because there's a rash on the way. And we're like, oh, okay, thanks. I'll go change that now.
Just start an episode.
We talked about weddings and babies. We should probably get off this podcast now, because this is getting pretty intense.
Anyways, that's our take.
Yeah. Michala Todd, tell us about the social medias. Where are people going to find you on those social medias?
You can find me at Michala Todd, and that's MICHALATODD. And Mike, where are they going to find you?
If you would like to find me on Instagram, you can find me at MIC1515. That's Mike1515. And if you want to find me on TikTok, I'm at M1C1515. That's Mike with a 1 as the I, because I'm like really creative and stuff like that. And you can find us on Facebook at the Okay Hear Me Out podcast. And you can find us on Instagram at Okay Hear Me Out. That's OKAY. Hear Me Out. Thanks for listening, everybody. Just a little word of wisdom. Keep learning. Education and learning shouldn't stop after you finish school. Keep learning and expanding your knowledge throughout your life, whether it's through reading, taking courses, or trying new experiences. Okay?
That was very nice. Where'd you find that?
ChatGPT.
I was going to say.
All right. See you later, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.